Now this message is called Healing America. I trust George Zimmerman to speak for Trayvon Martin. Now I'm sure that there are people on both sides of this divide who will question why I would do this. I do this for America. We've just gone through a contentious presidential election. Aurora, Colorado, the Sheep Temple in Wisconsin, Newtown, the Boston bombing, and now this. America cannot afford this trial. The charges do not support a second-degree murder trial. And if George Zimmerman goes on trial, he will walk. And in today's racial climate, all hell will break loose. We don't need this. So, I am going to solve this case in George Zimmerman's own words. Did you hear what I said? I'm going to solve this case in George Zimmerman's own words. This case is about Florida's Stand Your Ground law, which means if you feel that there's an imminent threat to your life or your person, you have every right to defend yourself. But remember now, the law applies equally to George Zimmerman and Trayvon Martin. I am going to prove in George Zimmerman's own words that it was Trayvon Martin who acted in self-defense. And if I'm able to do that, this will force the district attorney to reduce the charges to either negligent homicide or either involuntary manslaughter, which will allow George Zimmerman to take a plea that I find will be acceptable to both Trayvon Martin's family and the American people. Remember now, there are only two questions to solve this case. George Zimmerman went on Sean Sandity's show, and he asked, "Why did you shoot Trayvon Martin?" George Zimmerman said, "Trayvon Martin was beating me, and to defend myself, I shot him in self-defense." Now, I really believe that George Zimmerman believes that he really shot Trayvon Martin in self-defense. But remember what happened now. In George Zimmerman's own words, let me ask the question now of Trayvon Martin. Why were you beating George Zimmerman? Well, Trayvon can't answer because Trayvon is dead. Well, let's allow George Zimmerman to answer for Trayvon Martin. Also speaking to Sean Hannity, George Zimmerman said, "We lost contact with each other, and I looked up and there he was. And while we were arguing, I wanted to contact the 911 operator to let them know where we were. So I reached in my pocket to get my cell phone, and he hit me." Remember now, only George Zimmerman knew that he was reaching his pocket for a cell phone. Trayvon Martin is a 17-year-old black member of the hip-hop generation. Now, when they argue and someone reaches into their pocket, they feel that this person is reaching for a weapon to do harm to them, and they must act instinctively to defend themselves. Trayvon Martin was acting in self-defense. It answers your question. It solves the problem. There is no more. There is no more. Check it out.